Hi, my name is Will, and welcome back to my Big Fun Dumb Survival. Or welcome if you've never been here before. This is my about 5-year-old Minecraft world, and today we are going to be working on several different things. We're actually going to be changing up a lot of what we're seeing over here. Slightly more than anything, we're going to kind of alter this area a little bit and then add something new right here next to Huggy, or in front of him actually. But before we get into any of that, I actually want to show off something that I just got done doing. It's back over here next to the entrance of my house, but I just added this sign in my bulk storage area. This place houses my extra dirt, cobblestone, and stone, and yeah, I decided to give it a fancy new sign. It's actually supposed to be like that for a very long time. And also, I have Sun Butter here with me, and I'm going to show off just a little bit of terrain work that I did back here. I got rid of all of the trees and a lot of the extra tall grass down here, and kind of just flattened this area out and made it look a lot nicer. So now this area is ready to be built upon once we kind of connect it with everything else going on. And I kind of did the same thing over here next to the Capitol building, just beyond the mountain here. I actually see a lot of the leaves are still trying to despawn here. Yeah, cleaned this place up and made it look a lot nicer, and also kind of just flattened this and added a ridge line over here that I can build on. And of course, eventually we'll extend to all of this, but we're just not there yet. But to start today's episode, I want to actually end up changing this. I don't know if I've ever walked on this pathway in a video before, but there's a reason I haven't, if I haven't, and it's because it is just so dang windy. It goes here, here, and then for some reason it cuts back here, and then yada yada. Super inefficient, awful to have a horse on, and honestly just kind of an eyesore. So to start out today, I think we're going to do a little bit of redesigning to this over here. I think the number one thing here is just how freaking messy everything looks. So I'm going to end up, I think, chopping everything on this side away. You know, I think I've thought of a more efficient way to do this. It's better. A fresh start is good for the soul, so I've completely removed everything. Now I have to completely come up with a new way to direct you onto this path. As you might have seen in the montage there, I ended up changing this design about 4 or 5 different times. And then I ended the time-lapse, very happy with our product. I went to bed and changed it again this morning. So now it's coming back this direction, just a little bit further out than it was originally. Before we look at the bridge, I'll look at this, which I added just a couple minutes ago. I just added it so it would look nice, and also it'll kind of showcase what's up here. But we'll get into that in a little bit. But as we walk up here, you can see it's not nearly as windy and comes up straight in the middle here. And while we're working on this area, I think this needs a redo as well. This is ugly, and you don't have to tell me that it's not. It is. I think I'm going to rip out some of this here and just push this wall back all the way to an even level. Alright, now this is looking worse than it was before. We can start working on some kind of layout here for the entrances to this tunnel and this over here. And I guess I should show off where these go. And this way is just a really boring tunnel that I built one day. And its original only purpose was to kind of go out in this area next to the very big fake lake and waterfall. Also, it's kind of a nice little viewing spot. Comes out here next to Huggy. In case you've never seen this view of him, he does have legs. This was all originally a mountain at some point, and when I started building him, I realized that the legs weren't going to fit, and I had to kind of chop it off and leave it like this. But anyway, the only other use this has right now is this little cave entrance here, and it comes out here next to the Capitol building and also out here. There was going to be a walkway at some point, but I had to extend this mountain, and it kind of just got messed up. So I'm not sure what's going to go on down here. I think the huge thing that was missing from the original design was symmetry. Also, it really wasn't much of a design. I kind of just freeballed it one day while I was on the Bedrock Edition. And that, unfortunately, means that I think this pathway is going to have to change as well. It might not have to, but I don't really like the way this is looking. And I think for this back wall here, we'll do some stripped birch logs. I have a lot of these excess from removing a bunch of those buildings in my village. Hello, Mr. Wandering Trader. What do you have for me today? I'll just trade with you because I can. Look, I can buy some shrooms. Alrighty, the tunnels are finished, and I'm ready to show them off. I'm sorry that this video has kind of been a little bit all over the place, so have I. You can see the front here is officially finished. I ended up using some of this tuff, which I think looks really nice and breaks up the wall. I missed some slabs, but other than that, these are the exact same. And I left the roof as you saw it. I just terraformed that a little bit up there, which you'll see in a second. Now, down the left one, it kind of just comes down here with this birch hallway. You saw this before, but I've extended the ceiling. This is still here, but I had to change up this area just a little bit and terraform it so that everything fit in. But this area is finally looking not nearly as bad. Ow. Oh yeah, and I added this carpet in case you didn't notice. And then this way, which is kind of a hint to what we're doing here in just a second, uses the brick pathway that has already been established up here. And of course, the first thing you see is Huggy. Now, if you do recall, it was originally coming from this direction, and I ended up changing that for a couple of different reasons. We're going to be working in this area in just a second, so you'll see soon enough what is going in here. But I needed an easier way to access it than going all around and going this way. You may be asking yourself, what have we exactly been building up to this entire time? And, you know, that's pretty fair. But I think we are finally ready to get started on it. So what is going in this spot over here? Now, you might have guessed by the thumbnail and, you know, the title of the video, but I am going to be building some kind of viewer garden right here in this spot. Now, if you don't know what a viewer garden is, you haven't been on this platform very long, but the originator of this is Stampy, and basically what it is a place that I can put cool people in my community and kind of engrave their name in this world just indefinitely. The only rule is you're not allowed to ask, of course. But the reason I mention Stampy at all is because, of course, this is a reference to him and his house, but this entire series is very, very heavily inspired by him and his style, which I'm gonna go ahead and throw up a couple comments on the screen. These people got it. These people got it before anyone. I am going to get started on this, and hopefully I've come up with something that everybody will like. It is going to go right here, and I might actually have to extend this mountain up a little bit, but after I do that, we will get started on this, and I'm very, very excited for you to see this. And also, if you've gotten this far in the video, you know, you could consider subscribing and liking the video, you know, YouTuber stuff. The only time I'll ask this video, I appreciate it if you do any of those things. But let's get started on this build. You know, that chest has been there since I built him. So roughly about a year and a bit. But I hope you guys are happy with the final result here. I say final, but there's more to add, and we'll get into that in a minute, but I'm really happy with it. And also, I'm just really, really excited to have the cap shield in my world forever. And of course, it's on my shirt, but it's not enough. Also, these benches are just so cool. I think it's just a really good detail, and also a really easy way for me to sleep up here in this area. The heart here is a reference to the love garden, of course, but I still have one more thing that I want to do, but it requires me to find a swamp. I think I know where a swamp is in my world. I'm not actually too sure. I think it's over in this direction somewhere. So my elytra is all healed up, and I have some gunpowder and stuff. Actually, I need some paper. Hang on. I'm out here in the wild. I thought I was recording, but I'm only a couple of 100 blocks out. But I found the new pigs here. It's actually my first time ever seeing them in my world, buddy. Their snouts jiggle. That's, of course, a resource pack. But anyway, let's keep going. I think if we head this way, getting a little framey. Not exactly what I was looking for. This is the wrong swamp biome. I'll quickly look and see if flowers spawn in this biome. I don't think they do, to be honest with you. Man, the grass is ugly in here. Oh, swamp. Over here. Nice. What is going on over here? This has got to be some of the strangest biome generation I've ever seen. Oh, the jackpot. There they are, blue orchids. I thought of the name, by the way. We got swamp over here. We got mangrove over here. And then we're hit with like a random spruce tree back here. I'm highly confused, but it doesn't matter. We have officially found what we were looking for. Which way was that pocket of the goods? Oh. Found one. I gotta be careful not to get myself killed out here. This is cool. Like a little creek. Oh, yeah. And listen to the fireflies. I can't actually hear them. Oh. What the hell, man? I'm not going to take everything in this biome, but I will take my fair share. I say my fair share, but this is kind of like colonization simulator. Alrighty, I have 47 blue orchids. I think that'll be plenty for now. I just actually ran out, by the way. But I'll meet you guys back at the base when I get there. Alright, I'm back, and we can finally try to finish this build completely. Oh, no. I still wanted to kind of keep the lining aspect of the love garden, kind of how there was a layout there. I think these flowers are going to help a lot. I believe these are lined up. I've grabbed some roses just to kind of have some differentiation. A lot of syllables. And then I also liked the idea of having some bushes in here. Going to need to farm this one for a second. Thank you. This is probably the easiest way to do it. Gonna do this for a minute. Hang on, let me cook, let me cook. I don't have any more bone meal on me and I can't be asked, so I'll get in a minute. I'm just lazy. I think I'm going to change up the flower variation just a little bit. Do something kind of like this just to bring it forward just a little bit. And there we go. I think that is the garden done. Kind of. Of course, we're missing a crucial element here. It is a viewer garden after all. I probably need to add some viewers. So let me go get my book and quill. Should have something up here in the library that I can use. Surely. Also, these benches, by the way. Amazing. I've already used it a lot. And then the book and quill is there. Check that out. Alrighty, officially, I have the names in the book, and I'll go ahead and shout out the people. You can see it, the official book of the Shielded Sanctuary, because that's what we're going to call it. I kind of wanted to do a garden or something like that, but I wanted it to feel a little more personal than that. I don't want it all to be kind of a clone thing. Obviously, there's inspiration here, but I like the way we did this, and I think it's very personal to me, especially because I'm a Captain America nerd. Of course, you guys might have caught on by my... But I'm going to go ahead and try and say the names. Of course, I'll get better at this, but the first two people we're adding here officially are Warned Biscuit 71 and Cherryub. I'm sorry if I butchered your names. And that's because, of course, they were the people I mentioned earlier that actually got the Stampy thing. So I thought it was only fitting. And also, I'm contractually obligated to add my brother here, so Macy Roll will also be in the description, because I'll go ahead and just add everybody. So, if you guys are watching this right here, welcome to the Shielded Sanctuary, and thank you for your comments. Again, please, you know, the fun of this is that you don't ask. Oh, hi Macy Roll, he's in my wall! Anyway, the point of this is, of course, don't ask. And, of course, it's supposed to be fun, and I get to shout out the people that are actually interacting with my stuff and everything, and it's a fun way to do it. And, of course, you know, shout out to Stampy. Actually, you know what? Sorry, Macy, you're gonna have to share a page here with, good old Stampy. I don't think he'll care. I almost made him share a page with the first two members here. But I believe that about does it for this episode here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I had a ton of fun, and I'm really excited with all the changes that we've made. Thank you for watching this video, especially if you made it to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!